Welcome back to Movies Are So Back, the YouTube movie review channel where I, Ethan Simmie, ask the question, are movies so back? A24 has a brand new movie out. It originally premiered in New York and LA in limited release. It is slowly making its way across the rest of the US and Canada right now. It is called Parthenope, or Parthenope, or Parthenope. I'm not 100% sure still. Nevertheless, it's a brand new A24 movie and it is finally here. Also of note, if you are an AAA24 member or an All Access A24 member, this is A24's kind of monthly subscription fan club service, I guess you could call it. You will and should be getting a free ticket to see this movie, which is very exciting. This movie, Parthenope, I think that's the pronunciation I'm going to try and stick with for the rest of this video, so we will see if I can do that. This movie is a coming-of-age story about Parthenope, a woman who's growing up and basically seeking out fulfillment in life through a career while dealing with the unbelievable blessings and cursings of otherworldly beauty. This will be a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to go deep into this film, but I will just say it is not entirely narratively concise or focused or driven necessarily. It is much more of a meandering coming-of-age film that really is just about a few occasions that take place in Parthenope's life. Some of these occasions might include her brother kind of obsessing over her and her beauty, her studying anthropology, searching for fulfillment in a career throughout life, forming a deep bond and friendship with her professor, trying to understand modern human miracles and how those work in relation both to anthropology and this idea of like kind of otherworldly or religious or historical blessings upon the earth. She also meets John Cheever, a writer and a drunk and a sad guy who's played by Gary Oldman, which I thought was really interesting here. So you can see like they're just situations that occur and we just watch those situations unfold. Like I said, this movie is not necessarily narratively focused or concise or driven, and that is both for better and for worse. For better, this director, Paolo Sorrentino, a filmmaker whom I am not particularly familiar with, but based on the reading that I've done, seems to be a guy who just has an eye for beauty in all of his films, and Parthenope is no different. This movie is just gorgeous. It is absolutely stunning. Shot on location in Naples. We love a movie that is shot on location. We love a beautiful movie that is a surefire sign that movies are so back. The beauty in this film is unrivaled. It is just gorgeous. Whether that be natural or human beauty, goes both ways. This is a movie that I just want to like look at forever. Now, on the flip side of that, this is a movie that thematically tries to identify and tackle and discover these themes of blessings and cursings with beauty. And it might be a little bit too obsessed with its own beauty to fully envelop itself in discovering and unpacking those themes. There's just like not enough there. There's just like not enough conflict, not enough narrative drive. It's just too meandering, unfortunately. And realistically, it does get a little bit boring. So, good, bad, beautiful, boring. It's a mixed bag, to be honest. Celeste Dalla Porta, who plays the titular Parthenope, will be a movie star. Mark my words, she will be an incredibly successful and beautiful movie star because she is wondrous in this movie. Not only is she absolutely gorgeous and stunning and wonderful to just look at in terms of being a movie star, her facial expressions tell an absolute story. Every single time that she is delivering something with her emotions, with her facial expressions, it is truly fascinating and interesting. Unfortunately, this movie is so uninteresting, and even the load that she bears for this film is just not enough. She's incredibly underutilized in this movie, and I think with a little bit more tension and a little bit more something there, she would have really, really, really shined. She is still very good. The movie itself just doesn't do her stardom justice. I love that this movie is trying to tackle the themes of beauty and sex and power and how we view ourselves with those things, how we view the world around us, how the obsession over those things can really impact and inhibit our life, literally like our day-to-day life. I think there's a lot of good things there that the movie wants to unpack, just a little too meandering to do so. This movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes long, and for a movie that is so thematically and visually obsessed with its own beauty, I find it incredibly ironic that a movie like this is as long as it is, because it just doesn't feel quite justified in that long runtime. It's gorgeous. I wanted to keep looking at it. I wanted to keep living in the moments, the brief moments that were really exhilarating and really interesting, both on like a dialogue and narrative and visual kind of level, and I just didn't get those enough to warrant a length quite like this. I was genuinely looking forward to this film. I thought it was going to be pretty good. It looked pretty good based on the trailers, the posters, everything that I knew about the movie, and considering that it was A24, I have a soft spot for A24 films, so I was primed and ready to like this movie. I was just a bit disappointed by how it all panned out. I do think it's fascinating that A24 picked this movie up. They don't really have a large swath, a large library of true international feature films, and I think this will bolster that for certain. Now, the fact is that it is an A24 movie, and there's a reason for that at the end. I won't say anything more than that, but I could see lots and lots of elements of prior A24 movies thrown into this film. Now, I know A24, they're just a distribution company. I get it. I'm not saying that they have a movie style, but they have unfortunately pigeonholed themselves into this kind of third act craziness. So that's all that I will say about that. I gave Parthenope 2.5 out of 5 stars. I think there's a lot there. I think there's a lot there that could make this movie truly great, and the movie just gets lost and pulled away from those ideas and those themes. The visual style of this movie is incredible. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love looking at beautiful people in beautiful places. That's why movies exist. Unfortunately, movie is just too meandering. It's too uneventful to really make use of that. Do you plan to see Parthenope? Have you already seen Parthenope? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think of this film. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell so you are always notified when I do put up a new movie review. You can also follow me on Letterboxd for all of my movie thoughts and movie musings over there, and I'll see you in the next video.